Okay, we're gonna try that again. Hang on, I'll be right back. I don't know what's going on. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay. Oh, I don't know what happened the first time. Like I got on here and I was, oh Jesus. Oh, good, that's still there. I got on here and like nothing happened, and then I went on to the computer because I'm trying to make sure that I can see comments this week because last week I couldn't see jack shit and nothing was there. So I stopped it. So I apologize if you were already watching me, but literally there was nothing. I couldn't find the video. So I'm starting over. Hi, Melissa. I can see you. So I know at least people can see me, which is comforting because last week it was kind of lonely and it was a rough week. Um, this is Alexi. If you've been following me for any length of time, you've seen her before. She is Renee of Paris, because I love Renee of Paris wigs. And she's part of the Noriko line. So her cap size, while it's average, it's actually a little bit smaller than normal. Like they run small. But I had my hairdresser fix her, and I like her. I like her more now. So she looks more natural. She didn't get thinned because I asked Jenny to thin her out, and she didn't think that was a good idea. So, but she fixed the bangs because my bangs. Okay, listen, I have another one of these in mulberry brown, and I murdered the bangs before I got them to Jenny. So I don't know if I'll ever wear her again. I tried her on tonight, and then I was like, "Ooh, those bangs look ratchet." So I don't know about that. I don't know if I can do it, but I love her. Like I really do like her, and I hope the lighting is okay. I mean, it looks fine. It just is so weird when I sit here staring at my phone every week. It looks super dark, and then I feel like the top half of my face is like super light. But then I looked over to the computer, and everything looks freaking fine. So whatever. Okay, so it's been a week. And it's been an interesting week. And I say that because I have been left surprised this week. So if you watched my live last week, you know that things were not going well in my marriage. And then I posted an update. So after my live last week, my husband had come downstairs, and honestly, I don't really know what the fuck happened. I don't know if the skies have parted and like the world is coming to an end, but I have been in this man's life for over 23 years, and he has pretty much drank the whole time, whether it be one or a lot. And he told me that he knew that he needed to stop drinking, that he was getting too old, his body couldn't handle it. I told him it was basically ruining his life. It really has nothing to do with your body. I mean, it does. But from where I was seated, my side of this, it was a bit more than just your body. So once again, I cannot see. Hi, Ross. I can't see comments, so I have it up on my computer, and I'm just going to have to keep looking over there, I guess, which is super fucking annoying, but I don't know why I can't see comments. I don't know. There's nothing I can do on my end. Anyways, hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Hi, Tana. So, I took it with a grain of salt. Hi, Sammy Joe. I took it with a grain of salt that he said that because, of course, I mean, anybody could say anything. I think back to all the times that I said I was going to lose weight. There has to be follow through in order for you to, prove that your words actually mean something. So today is a week, and my husband is still sober. And I'm kind of shocked about it. For those of you who know us outside of this group, hi Dan. you know that he drinks a lot. He always has. Especially if you've, like, for Russ and Jeff, like, we've hung out with them a lot, and there's always been alcohol. It's a big thing. Like, that's what he does. As far as withdrawal symptoms, one of my friends asked me, how was he doing? The fatigue was something that I've literally never experienced with him before. Sleeping, like he couldn't stay awake for, and I think 4 hours was his max. Just completely exhausted, yawning all the time. Like, he was sleeping on that couch a lot. He couldn't keep his eyes open during the day. He was irritable. Not terrible. I mean, I guess I think I thought I expected something different. I think I thought my expectations of what this was going to be like was going to be 10 times worse than what it actually turned out to be. But, that's what our brains are really good at. Our brains are super great at, like, pumping something up to make you think it's going to be like, just astronomically horrible. And that's not ultimately what happened. So fatigue and I think he had some stomach issues. So the side effects, if you look them up, is like nausea and vomiting. But I actually think that he had other digestion issues going on because he was no longer feeding his body alcohol. So no shaking, no like death warmed over. Very odd. I guess I really just thought that he would have worse symptoms. And I know that sounds terrible, but I've watched this man drink excessively for so long that I just really thought the coming off of it would be a lot worse than what it actually ended up being. So he did not dump out the alcohol that we have in the house. He has a carafe of wine. There's a couple bottles of liquor. There's some beer out in the garage. None of that has been dumped out. And I kind of was really upset about it. So I've learned a lot about myself this week, I guess. I constantly am learning about myself because I keep choosing myself over and over, which is still not like the back of my hand. Like, I don't really know how to choose myself, so it's still a struggle for me. But I had to learn to trust myself more because I realized, like, I don't trust him. Like, I literally, and I don't know if he knows this or not. And I am fully expecting at some point for him to be on alive because he's just going to come down here. He heard me and a friend talking about it today. Then I told, every Sunday at 7, I'm live on the computer. So, but I marked all the liquor bottles. I know exactly how much liquor was in them. I would know if he would drink them. I checked to make sure there's still 3 beers in the garage. It was almost like being his parent. And I had to tell him at one point because then what I started doing was I started like sitting with him and like almost like making sure that he couldn't get up and get a drink like he normally would at night. I told him we needed to create other patterns of behavior. So again, I had to learn about myself that this is what I talked about last week when I talked about people that have addictions and how they end up together and how that then creates that codependency where you're just, you figure out that you're very dependent on the other to learn how you feel and things like that. So learning to not be his mom. I don't want to be his fucking mom. He has a mom. I'm his wife. Very different. But I told him at one point that I was going to come downstairs and that I wasn't his mom and it was up to him. He had to make these choices. And holy crap, here we are. I still don't know. I mean, there's that other part of me that's been so, like, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, like, my whole life. So I'm trying to reprogram my brain on those thoughts that I keep having, like, well, I'm just going to wait for this to all end, you know. I am worried, but then I also know that everything happens for a reason. So we have family Christmas, and I would never expect my family or any guests that I would have at the house, or if we were invited to go somewhere, I don't expect other people. I don't know what that was, and I don't know if you heard that on camera, but it was really odd. Anyways, wouldn't be the craziest thing that's ever happened. I wouldn't expect other people to change their habits and how they do things. So if they're going to come here and they want to drink, or if we were invited somewhere and there would be alcohol, these are those moments when you really find out how bad you want to change your life. I can say the same thing about food. Like, I'm exposed to all sorts of different foods just living in this house with my kids and my husband. They don't eat the same foods that I do. I cannot, say, well, you can't buy cookies because I can't have them. So there are cookies in our cabinet. They've been there forever, and I just don't eat them. That's my choice. I chose myself. I chose to take control of my health and live differently. So he's going to have to learn that too. And I cannot force him to do that. It doesn't matter how much I hover. It doesn't matter how much I try and mark bottles and check things and, micromanage his whole life or our whole life and be paranoid about it all the time. Because I said it from the beginning, he either wants sobriety or he doesn't. So, oh Lord. So, I'm so sorry. I just still can't see. I don't know what's happening and why I can't see. I literally can't see anything on here. I can swipe them away, but all I can see is when people, oh, there we go. It worked. What do you know? Okay. All right. So I got comments to come. I don't know why that happened, but I was like really upset. Like, I don't want to have to keep looking over there. Anyways. So that's that. That's that part of my life. And I think we're learning a new groove. And the reason I say that is because I have only known him as a drinker. He has only known me as a food addict. It's really the same. Like, I was able to lose weight, a lot of weight actually, back in 2004, 2004, which is a long fucking time ago. And we had to learn each other as that was happening, because it's the same thing that's happening now. So as I continue to choose myself and choose my health over what I'm shoving in my mouth instead, my body changes. So my body is completely changing, and it's not like it's some drastic, like I lost a leg or something, but the way that my body is shaped is different now, for me anyways. Like I bought a size, so let's just be real about my sizes. Oh, hang on, I just got a comment. Are the kids aware of his decision, and how are they reacting? You know what? I haven't, he hasn't talked to the kids about him not drinking. I don't know if the kids honestly are aware. I would think that they are, because he's not obviously getting ridiculous with them or being ridiculous, or there's no urine on the bathroom floor. He's in bed at a regular hour. He is still sleeping really late. Like today, he didn't get up until 11 o'clock. But again, he's been taking Advil PM. Excuse me. So I actually switched from Advil to just a regular sleeping pill for him, or something to help him sleep. And I asked him this morning how many he's been taking, because there's no reason you should be in bed until 11 o'clock. And he went to bed at a decent hour, like I think it was like 9:30. And he said 2, and I said, well, you might want to cut back to 1. But again, I don't want to be his mom, so he's going to have to figure that out on his own. And I guess I will too, because I don't want to suddenly become this woman with him that I am not, that I haven't been before. And I don't want that for myself either, because that causes a lot of stress. It's all about control. So I'm trying to control a situation that I literally have no control over. So I just want to get back to choosing me all the time, because this would have been a perfect reason for me to have thrown everything for myself away and just focus everything I do on him and what he's doing. And I didn't do that. Did I get there was a little like bump in the road for me? Not in regards to my eating, but in regards to how I interact with him. Yes, that changed a little bit. So, I am starting week 4 of coaching for my own eating issues. My own addiction is what I say, because my food addiction is really an addiction. And I'll show you what I have. This is my new favorite thing. It's not ice cream. It is chia seed pudding with strawberries. So the strawberries, all I do is I put them in a pot with some sweetener, like just like I'm going to make soup, strawberry soup. And I put them in there until they get really mushy. This time I actually used a masher and I mashed them. So the chia seed pudding, if you don't know what chia seeds are, they're the little tiny black seeds that get real jealous. Like they have a jelly kind of way about them when you get them in water. This is coconut cream, like it's in a can. There's like a whole bunch of cream, and then there's like all this liquid because it's coconut. So I just mixed it all together. I mixed in 1 can of that, a 1/4 cup of chia seeds, and 2 tablespoons of either maple syrup or honey. I chose sugar-free maple syrup because that's what I had. And then you just like stir it around and put it in the fridge. That was it. So, and chia seeds are really good because they're full of fiber. So, but it's so crazy because I don't eat real sugar anymore. I don't really eat ice cream. I do, but I have a problem because if I buy a little pint, even though it's expensive, I end up eating the whole thing. So I don't like to have that in the house. So I made this chia seed pudding, and it's like the best thing ever because it's so creamy and it tastes like coconuts. And anyways, so I bought a pair of pants thinking that they would be my goal pants because oh my God, my internal dialogue is going off again. It's hard when you've told yourself crazy things and horrible things about yourself for so many years. I posted what my weight was in this group, and what my brain just said to me was like, yeah, you idiot, you just told him everything. Like I should be ashamed because I've lived with so much shame about my weight and how my body looks and everything for so many years of my life. But it's not my shame. I should love my body. I live in it. It's everybody else's opinion and judgment and whatever that we end up sucking in and making our own. So I posted about my weight. I started in a size 26 pants. I had 24s that were very uncomfortable. Oh God, so uncomfortable. I didn't wear jeans because they were uncomfortable. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. They always felt fucking tight, and I don't like tight. When you're heavy, the last thing you want is something tight on your body, because it makes you feel fatter. Well, at least for me it did anyways. So I bought a 22. I bought a size 22 because I'm like, well, I don't really know, like, honestly what size I am right now. I've lost 23 pounds since October 14th, and I got the jeans, and I held them up to myself, and I was like, yeah, no fucking way, these are not going to go on. Yep, they went on and they buttoned. Do I have a muffin top? Oh God, I had a big muffin top, but I got them closed and I about fucking died. So it's the little things. I never thought after, like a little over 20 pounds, and I know it's a lot when you put it in context, like, go get the 4-5 pound bags of something and carry those around. I just didn't think that my body would change so much that I'd be in a 22, because even a tight 22, because, hi Michelle, because I haven't been a 22 since 2005, and I was in a very tight 22, and I was 50 pounds lighter than I am right now. Well, yeah, probably. Like, at least 40 pounds lighter. So, when you talk about like losing weight and body shifting and all that, it has been different for me every time I've lost weight, and this time is just proof. Um, I haven't been sleeping the greatest lately. I don't really have an explanation for that. The past 2 nights have been just honestly fucking terrible. Like, I go to bed at 10:30, 11, and I'm up by 1, quarter to 2. And I mean, like, I'm wide awake for hours. Hours. And I try not to get up, but then I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to start my day. And then I'm like, yeah, and at about 5 o'clock, you're going to be super tired. But, what else did I want to talk? Oh, I had Reiki 2 attunement, and that actually happened over a week ago, but last week was just, I obviously had other pressing things to talk about. So, if you're unfamiliar with Reiki, it is about the energy centers in the body and making sure that they are. I explain them like this: like, there's all these different energy centers in your body, and they act like funnels sometimes, or like vacuum cleaners. So if they're spinning in the right direction, everything that you have going on spins everybody else's stuff away from you. So when your vacuum cleaner is going the wrong direction, you end up sucking up other people's stuff and you like take it in as your own. So Reiki is it's an energy practice to help kind of make those go in the right direction. That's the way my brain understands it. So I can actually do Reiki on other people now. I've had the Reiki 1 attunement for a long time, where I could do it to myself, but to nobody else. I have not done Reiki on anyone yet. My daughter is actually going to be the first person, just so I can get a feel for how it is. It's kind of like massage, but not, well, I don't want to say no physical touching because it depends. Like my shaman, she'll like touch my neck and she touches my feet. But otherwise, it's like, if this is my body, my hand would be like right here. Like there wouldn't be actually like any touching physically. So now I have to buy a massage table because that's what you actually lay on. You just lay on your back on a massage table. So I think once I get the feel for it, I'll probably start offering that as a service. Due to COVID, I don't know exactly when that's going to happen because I don't know when I would want, or anybody would want to be that close. It just depends on everything kind of up in the air right now. So that will be a service that will be coming probably in 2021 at some point. And let's see what else. My daughter's closing on her house tomorrow, which is big and exciting. We did the final walkthrough yesterday, and they were taking measurements and things and looking at everything. My husband had to take some measurements for the basement because the basement foundation is got some issues that he's going to take care of for them. And today she was here because my beautiful friend from Indiana was here, Shannon. She's driving home right now, so I know she's not on. She was here today, and Erica reminded me of a conversation. Well, I kind of remembered a conversation. So over a year ago, I told my daughter when she was contemplating moving out of the apartment they were in that she should move. And then I told her where she was moving to, she wouldn't stay very long. And she's like, then why the hell would I move? And so I explained it to her how I was seeing it in my head at the time, which was like going from a dark room to a room with a big bright window. Like you would want to go there because it's going to benefit you in some way, even if you're not going to stay there very long. And she didn't, because she's been there for what, it'd be a year in January at the new apartment, and now tomorrow she's closing on a house. So I forget sometimes how long I've had this weird little gift of mine. I did another reading last week for somebody that I had rescheduled. I don't know if she's on. Her name is, well, actually, I'm not going to say her name because it's confidential. That's probably a better way to go about it. And I think it went a little bit better this time. And in fact, afterwards, I had some confirmations, which was amazing. And if you're watching, I told you there was a blue dress. God, this lady came through twice in this freaking blue dress. And she was just like, nope, she never, from what I understand, she never wore dresses. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm telling you, somebody is going to know about this dress because she has just shown up twice in a blue dress. And sure enough, there was a picture of her in a blue dress, which is perfect. Right now, I am booking into January for appointments. I'm always undecided on if I want to leave the appointments the way they are or not. I would have some free time to do appointments between now and the new year, but I don't want to open it up to like my website. I don't want it open to everybody because I don't want to be like overwhelmed and then not have any time to myself, because I actually have vacation coming up and I'm not going anywhere. And I feel like it's going to be nice to just like be able to sleep in the morning. Hi, Tony, you are watching. That was the best thing ever. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to feel like I took all this time off and now I'm just busy doing something else instead of like taking care of stuff that I wanted to do at home and whatever. I mean, or just lay in bed all day and watch TV. I mean, I just want some downtime, because normally when I have a vacation, I'm on vacation, like I'm driving somewhere, we're going on a road trip. So I just don't want to, I don't want to have to like overwhelm myself. But if anybody that watches these lives wants a reading or is interested in a reading between now and January 1st, just send me a message, because I have time on my calendar and I can fit that in. I don't think there's anything else. Like I should have made a damn list about what I wanted to talk about, because I just feel like every week I'm like, oh, this is what you're going to talk about, and then life happens and I end up talking about something else. But yeah, I don't think there was anything else. So that's good, right? I mean, it's good to not have a whole bunch of stuff going on that I just could talk and cry, and I didn't cry at all today. Oh my God, yay! Not that it's a bad thing, because I'm a real person, and I mean, if I cry, I cry. I've almost gotten to the point of not apologizing for it anymore. So that's also a step in the right direction, to not carry shame for crying. I just feel like, oh my God, all the conditioning that I've gone through, whether it be by my family, society, what I've watched on TV, how somebody made me feel, like I shouldn't be ashamed because I have emotions and because I sometimes cry. Whether that be happy tears or sad tears or, oh my God, my life's a mess tears. I shouldn't be ashamed about my body, regardless of the size or my wrinkles or hanging skin. It's my body. So I guess my message for you guys is to think about the conversations that we have day in and day out in our minds, like the one that told me I was an idiot for telling you guys about my weight. It's a constant. It's like your ego just talking to you over and over and telling you things you should or shouldn't do. I would try and pick some of those apart, because I would have bet that all of us have those horrible thoughts that go through, like, oh, I just got these brand new pair of boots and I love them, and then I'm gonna not want to wear them because I don't want someone to tell me that they're ugly, because then I won't like them. We just need to stop those thought patterns. You can like the boots even if somebody else doesn't. I don't do crystals. My friend Shannon was here today and she's like, oh, you need to do crystals, and I just got into crystals, and I'm like, I have so many and I don't know what they are. I've just never really been a crystals person. Not to say that I won't be, but I think I've talked about this before. I just am not big into, I'm not a big hippie. I mean, I guess I'm very down to earth. I'm very real. I like nature. That's about where my hippie ends. I don't usually use essential oils. I have. I don't get into the crystals. I don't meditate. I know she'd kill me for that one, but it's just not It's just not who I am. And it's okay for me to not be like everybody else. That's where I'm going to leave it. It's been a week. It's been a pretty good week. So maybe, just maybe, you'll see me on Christmas or Christmas Eve, because I'm going to be here. I ain't got shit else going on. So make it a great week. I will see you, if nothing else, next Sunday for Real Talk at 7. And if I don't see you before then, if you celebrate Christmas or whatever holidays or Friends Days, whatever, it's like we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but we have Friendsgiving, so make it good. Life is short. Make it good.